Dan Galusha, and welcome to another edition of Dan's Fishing Tales. We're going to be talking about the Fatty Z again today, but we're going to be talking about finessing it. And there's a different way to do it. A couple of different ways. And Z-Man has definitely picked up on it. Now, first, I'm going to show you the original Fatty Z. Get it here in the box. Here we go. Okay, this is a Fatty Z. And it's about 5 inches long, and I rig it different ways. I'll use a 60-degree hook with a Daiichi hitchhiker on there. It's a spring that screws it in the head, and I put it on that way, or we'll just plain Texas rig it with a Pro X hook. Or another way is to use like a jig head, such as a Be Fishing H2O head. I use that, and also the Z-Man head itself, the shroom head. Anyway, this is a regular Fatty Z. Now, these get worn out. I was telling you all about the different types of rigs that I use, and the reason being is because they will eventually wear this out, even though that it is elastex, which, as you know, you can stretch the daylights out of, and it takes a lot of abuse. Well, at some point, this is going to wear out. So what I did is I cut this off about right here. I rigged it with one of the heads I was telling you about. Basically, I think it was the H2O head. And then I finger jigged it. And this tail is just absolutely fantastic on finger jigging. So you're finesse fishing it. It also works good for darting. So you rig it up like that, and you got yourself a finesse bait. So don't throw these away. Use that. However, Z-Man has come up with something different. I had got a hold of Corey, and I told him what I was doing. He says, you know, we've been thinking about that. In fact, we've been discussing it. Coming out with a finesse Fatty Z. Well, it's called a TRD Fatty Z is what it is. And I'll show it here to you. It's right here. You'll see how much it looks like just the tail of it. There it is, right there. It's the TRD Fatty Z. And you'll just put like a jig head in it, like I would anyway. On this one, I'm not going to Texas rig. I will put a jig head, and then I will finger jig it. But I'll also dart it. And I'll use a couple of different rigs to do that. The one is right here. Well, I'll just grab this one first. This is the Handing Shadow Rod. And you can see I got a 4-inch worm on here. This happens to be a natural 4-inch bait one. This is a shadow rod. This is an M1 spinning reel. Now, the spinning reels aren't quite as important when you're finger jigging or darting. The main thing is they're the line holder. Of course, you always want a good one. You don't want one that's got line bunched up front, and this one's nice and level, and that's what you want. But the rod, everything the way it's made, works perfect for the darting. Now, the B&M rod that I use, and this has been my favorite for quite some time. This is the Sam Heaton Super Sensitive, and it's a 7-foot rod, and it's got it's got an excellent action to it. The tip action, I'll try to bring it down here and show you. The tip action has got a lot of spring to it, and yet you got a lot of backbone here. That's what you need for good finger jigging, because what you're doing is you're getting that along, and it's going like this. And with these Fatty Z's, as they are, you can see how that tail bounces around. That's what you want. And as I said, you rig that up, and I will grab a jig head here and show you how I do it. Okay, I got out a H2O head. That's it right there. That's a precision H2O head. It happens to be a 3/32 ounce. And you know what I like about these is that Be Fishing, you probably can't see that, but they print that right on it what size you have. Of course, most of the time I just look to see what I've got anyway, and this is just a wee bit lighter. It's just about the perfect weight for something like this, and we might go with one that's a little bit heavier if I'm wanting to go down deeper. But when I'm finger jigging, I'm not necessarily real deep, although I have done it. But I'm going to show you what you need to do with rigging these, because you got to get them straight. And I'll show you right here. You insert the hook just like this. You go in, and as that starts to round the bend, just right there, you just naturally let the hook come right out, and you'll see this barb right here. Make sure that's in there good. And With this elastics, it takes a little bit of a push, and there it is. That's what you want. You want it straight like that, and that will give it the best action for your finger jigging. Because I'm going to do I'll do some darting with this, but this one, like I said, both, but I prefer finger jigging with this. Because, I mean, just sitting here, you can see how that tail goes around. You start finger jigging that thing, and it just bounces all over, and it really brings in the fish. I've had great results with these before I got these, cutting the tails off of those as they would wear out. So anyway, that's an idea for you. That is the TRD Fatty Z for finesse fishing, and pick yourself some up. We're going to be doing some fishing with these in another video, and then you're going to get to see how they actually work. So until next time, get out on the water and enjoy a great day of fishing.